Hello, wonderful teachers, and welcome to this tutorial on setting up your gradebook in 3.1, which is the version of the ELC that we upgraded to in 2017. So, first off, as you can see, I'm already in the Gradebook Setup area. To get here, though, I went to my course, clicked on Grades, then clicked on Setup, and it's the page that it automatically brought me to, Gradebook Setup. You don't need to worry about these two items, even if you can see them, which you may not be able to because you're not an administrator. Anyways, as you can see, this gradebook is completely empty, which means that I have full control over what can go on in here. It's also a great way to show you what to do no matter what point or no matter what kind of changes you're trying to make to your gradebook. The first thing I'm going to do, of course, is add a category. As you can see, this category already exists. It's just the main one that everything sits within. I'm going to click Add Category. And of course, we need to make sure that we have a fall and a spring. And as you can see, some of the weights aren't quite right, which means that I'll come back through later and fix those for you. But this way you can kind of get everything started. But as you can see, this weight shouldn't be here. But like I said, I will adjust those for you, so no worries about that. Now, the next important thing that you need to make sure you have are your fall and spring categories set up the way that you want. The way that most classes set it up is by using categories within this category. So that way, for example, if you're doing pretty much any class, you could do one section that's tests, one section that's homework, one section that's quizzes, one section that's in-class items. Whatever it is that you want to grade the students on, you can create different categories for them. These are also laid out in your instructor overview, your instructor information document, so you'll want to make sure that it matches whatever is said in there. Now, once I have a fall category and a spring category, I want to make sure that I go ahead and make those subcategories, given that I'm going to use those. So I'm going to click Add, and then best tip I can give you is add fall or spring before the name of each category. Otherwise, it can get very difficult to find them. You'll notice that by default we use a simple weighted mean of grades. Natural is if you want to do the sum of grades. That would be more if you want to do everything in the fall semester goes under the fall category, or everything in the spring semester goes under spring, and there are no subcategories, so that way, you know, if you have that one test that's like huge, it has the huge impact on the full grade instead of it being only within tests. If you want more information about using categories or the sum of grades, or what they call natural in this, differences between the two, pros and cons, just let me know, because I would be more than happy to help you out with that. Now, the next thing that we want to do is take a look at our category total. Obviously, fall tests can't be worth 100% of the fall grade, because otherwise there would be absolutely no point in doing this. So I need to put in something, so I'm going to put in 20%. Next important thing, parent category. We want to make sure that this goes from being the name of the course to fall. Otherwise, it's not going to calculate properly. I'll click Save Changes. And as you can see, I now have fall tests worth 20% right here. Now, with these subcategories within each one of the fall and spring categories, we'll make sure that it equals 100. So I still have 80% more that I need to account for. So I'll go ahead and make something that's worth 80% of fall. Weekly assignments. Make sure I pick how much I want this to be worth. You don't have to worry about any of the other settings. Parent category, I want to make sure is the fall, because as you can see, our list continues to grow. And then Save Changes. So as far as I'm concerned, the fall semester is set and ready to go. Obviously, you want to do the same thing for the spring. And It should say spring in both cases as well. Now this part can be a little tricky, so if you need any extra help or if you want to just send me the list of the categories that you need in your class, please feel free to do that. But if you feel like playing around on your own a little bit, this is the easiest way to do it. Now once you've done that, sometimes you want to add grade items, which are assignments that you create here in the gradebook. These aren't the kinds of things that you make like under week 1 or week 2 where you create assignments and they're going to upload something, or you create a quiz that self-grades on the ELC. These are just, I'm in class. They did a test in class. I just graded it by hand. I just want to put in a grade. You can use the grade item right here, and you would want to give it a nice descriptive name. Don't need to worry about this or this. Next thing you'd want to do is add the maximum grade. So, you know, maybe the test was worth 50 points. Go ahead and put the 50 there. And then the next most important thing, make sure you come down here and choose the category that it belongs in. You'll notice that these categories appear in the order that I created them. That's part of the reason why it's so important to put fall tests instead of just tests, because then you have 2 categories that say tests, which makes it very difficult. I've learned the hard way. So anyways, fall tests is where I'd want to put it, and then I'd click Save Changes. And as you can see, there it is, right under there. Now one other thing, say for instance, I forgot to put this in a category. So I'm actually going to, oh, looks like I can't do that back here. I am going to move this temporarily. We're going to pretend I didn't put it anywhere. And so if you don't put it in a category like it should be, it ends up down here at the very bottom of everything. So if you ever see any assignments down here or tests, anything down here, it's not supposed to be there. And it will mess up your grades potentially. So the important thing is you want to use this button. This is our move button. Click on it, and then you'll notice there are all these different little lines that kind of show you where it would go. So to help you understand it, obviously if something goes awry like that, you are more than welcome to let me know. But if you want to play around with it, if you want to try to figure it out yourself, here's the quick way to do it. If you put it here, it'll put it under the French test category. Obviously we don't want to do that because of course there shouldn't be anything in this category. That's already where it's sitting. Here's the fall category, so that would put it straight under fall. We don't want to do that either. Here's the fall tests, and this right here means that it will move right under fall tests. The cool thing about this is if you have a ton of other assignments and you want to adjust the order, you can also use this because it'll show each one of the assignments listed in order of how they appear. And it'll show this little gap in between each one of them. So you can actually move assignments around if you want them in chronological order, for example. So those are the major things that you need to know when it comes to adjusting your gradebook and setting it up. Like I said though, it can be a very tricky process. So if you want any help, please don't feel bad about asking, because as you can see, it only takes me a couple of moments to get everything set up, as long as I know what the categories are supposed to be and how much each one's supposed to be worth. So let me know how I can help you, and if you have any questions along the way, just let me know. Have a wonderful day.